The knock at the door came just after sunrise, loud enough to instantly make everyone in the house uneasy, because nobody expects federal agents standing outside their home before most people have even finished breakfast. At first, I thought maybe there had been some accident in the neighborhood or that they had the wrong address entirely. But when I opened the door and saw an ICE agent standing there asking for someone we had never even heard of, I immediately knew something wasn't right. He looked serious, focused, completely convinced he was in the correct place. "We're looking for a man named Carlos Ramirez," he said firmly while glancing past me into the house. I stared at him for a second before answering carefully, "You have the wrong house." But instead of leaving immediately, the agent hesitated like he didn't fully believe me. That hesitation changed the entire mood. Suddenly, what should have been a simple mistake started feeling much heavier. Family members inside the house became nervous, quietly asking what was happening while neighbors began peeking through windows after noticing the government vehicle parked outside. The agent checked paperwork again, then looked back at the house number, clearly trying to reconcile whatever information he had been given. "This is the address we were provided," he said. But it wasn't, not even close. The person they were searching for had apparently lived several streets away years earlier, and somehow outdated information had led them directly to our front door. You could feel the tension growing because even though nobody had done anything wrong, there's something deeply unsettling about strangers in authority, showing up convinced you're connected to something serious. My father stepped forward calmly and explained again that no one by that name had ever lived here. The agent listened more carefully this time, his confidence starting to shift into uncertainty as he reviewed details on his device. Another officer arrived shortly after, and for a few tense moments, nobody really knew where things were heading. The entire street had gone quiet by then. Curtains moved. Phones came out. People watched without pretending not to. And honestly, what made everything worse wasn't anger, it was fear. Fear that a simple error could spiral into something much bigger before anyone realized the truth. But then something unexpected happened. One of the agents finally stopped treating the situation like an operation and started treating it like a human conversation. He asked questions respectfully, verified identification properly, and within minutes, the reality became impossible to ignore. They had absolutely come to the wrong house. The shift in energy was immediate. The firmness disappeared from their posture. The tension eased. One of the agents even apologized directly, explaining that outdated records and an address mix-up had caused the mistake. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. But hearing an apology in that moment changed everything, because suddenly we weren't just dealing with authority, we were dealing with accountability. Neighbors who had been silently watching started stepping outside again as the situation visibly calmed down. The agents explained they would update the file immediately to prevent another mistake like this from happening again. And standing there watching them leave, I realized something important. Most people think these situations only happen somewhere else, to someone else, until authority suddenly appears at your own front door by mistake. A few minutes earlier, our home had felt tense and uncertain. Now it felt quiet again, but different somehow, because once something like that happens, even briefly, you never look at ordinary mornings the same way again. Later that evening, neighbors came by asking if everything was okay, still shocked by what they had seen earlier. And honestly, the strangest part of the entire experience wasn't the agents themselves. It was how quickly a normal day can become frightening when a simple error meets unchecked certainty. Thankfully, this situation ended peacefully. The mistake was acknowledged. The records were corrected. And what could have escalated into something much worse instead became a reminder that accuracy, patience, and basic humanity matter far more than assumptions ever will.